Hello, I am Andrea Longo Carter, and I've served as school committee chair this year. I would like to present the school committee's FY22 operating budget request for your consideration at town meeting. As we all know, the past year has been unprecedented in almost every way. There was simply no playbook for how to operate schools during a pandemic. I am proud Needham has been operating our schools with at least some in-person learning for most of this school year. Our elementary and middle school students are now back in school 5 days a week, and our high school is beginning a staggered return to full in-person instruction beginning on May 3rd. As the year has gone on, not only did we address a global health crisis, but we also supported our students, staff, and families through heightened racial, ethnic, political, and social unrest. None of what we've been able to accomplish this year would have been possible without our strong partnerships throughout the town of Needham. In particular, we'd like to thank Kate Fitzpatrick for marshaling town resources to support the considerable ventilation and maintenance work that has been done in all of our school buildings this year. We'd also like to thank our amazing public health department under the leadership of Tim McDonald. Their guidance and assistance has been critical in keeping our community safe. Now, let's dig into the school budget. Every year we develop the budget around a set of guiding principles. For the upcoming year, our priorities are as follows: to ensure we are meeting the health, safety, and academic needs of our students, to plan for COVID-related expenses, to implement our Portrait of a Needham Graduate strategic priorities, and to make sure we have the necessary infrastructure to support district goals. This year's budget request has two components: our traditional request and a supplemental COVID request. At the upcoming annual town meeting, we are asking for your support of the school department's $83.6 million operating budget. We anticipate asking for additional money to fund COVID-related expenses at a future town meeting. We recognize there is considerable pressure on town resources due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We believe this is a prudent budget request that will provide the necessary resources to continue moving our district forward. Our budget request asks for a $2.87 million increase, or 3.6% over the current fiscal year. As you can see in this chart, contractual salary increases account for over 50% of this increase, or $1.5 million. I want to be clear with town meeting that these negotiated salary increases are within the town's guidelines for fiscal sustainability. The other big chunk of our increase is for level service requests amounting to $1.1 million. Just a small fraction, 0.3%, is related to program improvements. In the area of level service, there are two buckets. In the area of enrollment, class size, and program support, we are looking for just over one full-time equivalent additional staff member to accommodate enrollment growth and maintain appropriate class sizes. In the area of special education and student support services, we are requesting additional teaching assistants, special education staff, and counselors, as well as an additional $283,000 in special education out-of-district tuitions. In the area of program improvement, we would like to expand our elementary and High Rock assistant principal positions to ensure we are providing adequate student and building management support, particularly as we continue to face increased demands related to the COVID pandemic. We would also like to create a K-8 social studies curriculum leadership position. This is the only curricular area without a K-8 leader and will enable us to more effectively implement state mandated changes to our social studies curriculum, as well as our racial literacy programming. Beyond our traditional budget request, we know we're going to need additional funds for COVID-related expenses. At the time we developed our budget, we estimated we could need up to an additional $3.2 million to fund these expenses. However, due to changing guidance and mandates from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, as well as federal and state agencies, we don't have full clarity on exactly what school operations will look like next year. Therefore, after consulting with the town manager and finance committee, we are deferring our request for COVID-related supplemental funds to a future town meeting. Not only will we have better information about school operations, but we will also know more about what federal and state funds might be available to offset these expenses. Our school capital requests are outlined in Special Town Meeting Warrant Article 35. There are our annual replacement requests for copiers, furniture, vehicles, and technology. We are also looking for monies to convert the Broadmeadow Technology Classroom to regular classroom space, similar to what was already approved at the Elliott School. And we're also looking for money to conduct a needs assessment of auditorium, lighting, and sound. Looking ahead, we will continue our district's focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have made progress in these areas. However, we recognize there is still much work to be done. We also have two important capital building projects we are eager to work with the town and wider community on. The Embry Grover building and the need to find a suitable long-term home for school administration has come before town meeting before. I encourage you to watch the superintendent's video presentation on the Embry Grover building. It is the school committee's sincere hope to reach consensus with the wider community and to come before town meeting in the fall with a long-term plan for finding a new location for school administration. Earlier this spring, the PPBC and school committee completed a school master plan. This plan envisions replacing the Mitchell Elementary School and creating a 6 through 8 middle school on the Pollard campus. These are large, important, and we believe much needed capital projects. The school committee is eager to work with constituents throughout Needham to make the case for these projects and determine how, when, and what is possible. Finally, as this year nears its conclusion, we want to ensure the community we are planning for a full return to school in September for all Needham Public Schools students, preschool through high school. Seeing the kids back in school this spring reinvigorates us and makes us ever more excited to continue having our talented teachers and staff work with our amazing young people and help them learn and grow. In conclusion, I urge you to reach out to any of us on the school committee if you have questions about our budget request or really anything that is happening in the Needham Public Schools. We hope you will support our operating budget request and other school-related articles at town meeting. Thank you.